Welcome, the War Chief of Light is back with another epic video. Hi, my name's PBiggy, but you lovely people are more than welcome to call me Peeps, and this video is going to be a lot. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Susan Calloway and what happened on Twitter, because it's big.
Editing peeps here, listen, this video was filmed about a week ago. Things have changed, so it's been updated, and I will be coming in here and there to explain to you what's gone on, what's changed, and if my opinions have changed. But I feel like the message of this video, the overall arcing theme, is extremely important and stuff that we need to keep remembering, regardless of what community you come from.
Twitter users found that Susan Calloway's likes recently have been really sus. So they start digging into it, and it turns out her likes are vile, disgusting, terrible. I mean, there's bad tweets, there's tweets that make you go, oh no, or really, Janice? No, these ones were fucking vile, okay? I can't say these words this early in the video, but they were terrible. 11 out of 10. Okay, we're talking anti-trans, anti-Muslim, we're talking yenocide. Word on the screen. Bad. Now, these tweets came out of nowhere. They started at about 4 or 5 days previous, and they went hard. They went from none to OMG a lot. Okay? So keep that in mind. After the call out from fans, which rightfully so, she steps up and says, hey, whoa, listen, it ain't me. I didn't do this. I was hacked 4 times this year. This is time number 4. I didn't do it. Community manager steps up and be like, hey, listen, can confirm, didn't happen. The community manager then said something along the lines of statement to come or something like that. That's the beginning. Before it got messy. Twitter users then went and looked at her older tweets and found a few that were pretty gross in there from like 6+ months ago. And then Susan came forward and was like, no, listen. I wouldn't do that. I love everyone. I even have a trans friend. Like, she literally said that. I have a trans friend. Susan Calloway deletes her Twitter. The community manager gets visibly upset and loses a dream job out of it. He comes forward and says, listen, I don't even have access to her account. I'm a community manager, not a social media manager. He gets bombarded with hate as much as she did. And then KupoCon comes along and cancels her as a guest for their event in Toronto. And then issued a statement today, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. That's as it is today. It's obviously still ongoing, so things can still change. There may be a statement from her coming later. I put a hat on because my hair was getting worse. That being said, Susan Calloway did come out with a statement, and it's not bad. It's not perfect, I admit, but it's not bad. It is on our website. We will be putting it on here so you guys can read it. Make up your own minds on it. I won't be the one to tell you what to think about it, okay? Do I believe she was hacked? I don't know. I know I'm coming in again. I think that the possibility of her being hacked is actually higher today than it was back then, but the reality still remains that for the point of this video, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, because you'll see. You'll see. Just stick around. But, like, to me, it's really a personal question, right? What do you think? And no, this isn't me just fence-sitting. It really isn't, because we don't know her. I don't know her. Most people don't know her. If you've met her, sat with her for a signing, maybe you went out to dinner with her, do you really know her? Even the manager dude. Do you know all your coworkers that well? The answer is kind of no, right? So to sit there and say, I know exactly what was going through her mind and whether her fingers did it. So no matter what, no matter how this goes, either way, we don't know her. We can't confirm it 100%. And how you proceed and how you follow through and what you choose to do with that knowledge is up to you. But there's some topics that I would love to talk just a little bit deeper. Now, first topic that I want to touch on is the community manager. Okay, listen, this guy has gone through hell in the last 3 days. Absolute hell. He was employed, happy, all of a sudden something happens. He's unemployed, very angry. And the reality is that he's not very eloquent in his tweets. And you can see pure anger and emotion of like, I can't believe this is happening right now. in his tweets. Okay? The one thing that drives me crazy in this whole situation is after the sentence that he said, I don't have access to her socials. All hate should have stopped. Hard stop. He didn't do shit. He didn't have access to it. If she did it or she didn't, it's her, not him. At that moment, the tweet should have stopped. They didn't. As a community, we need to do better. Again, if you're angry that this thing happened, I understand. He's not the target. 2, KupoCon. When they initially canceled that visit, the only thing that I had a big comment about was how they were not filtering and they were not moderating their Facebook nor their Twitter very much, because holy man, that got filed pretty fast. So they issued a statement today, and when I first read it, it felt good. I won't lie to you. I read it first and I was like, yeah, it seems legit. On the second and third read through and seeing other people's opinions on it, I have to agree with them. There's a fence sitting that doesn't seem quite appropriate. They eventually did go to moderate their socials, which, thank you. That's exactly what they needed, not gonna lie. And I can see the fence sitting issue directly. Let me give you an example. The sentence, we have a multitude of strong opinions, was in the same paragraph as, hatred is not something we endorse. I don't think those two sentences belong in the same thing. Okay? And I understand why people would have taken that, I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole type reaction. I get it. It's not up to them to respond to Susan Calloway's posts. I get it. But after seeing the comments that they allowed on their socials, there should have been a little bit more of a promise or a inclusionary type sentence. Or at least, in the very least, remove the sentence about a multitude of strong opinions. Okay? Liking a sunrise versus a sunset is an opinion. People's existence and whether they should be alive for it ain't an opinion. And that should have been moderated. So I think some kind of a sentence structured around that, or again, removing the strong opinions, I think would have helped that very much. It's not very offensive, but it's y'all could have done better. I think that the backlash of this situation is made worse by the one thing that we all tend to get caught up in, myself included, and it's something we gotta pay very fucking close attention to. And that's parasocial relationships. Susan is a seems nice or a not my cup of tea at the most. Because we don't know her, right? See her, shake her hand, thank you for your song. That's all we got of her. She sings nice. And Answers is a song that has affected a lot of us deeply. There are times that I have a hard time even hearing it. I start to tear up. It brings back memories of joy, of hardship and overcoming it. It brings back times with your friends. There's a lot that comes with that song. But the reality is I know the song. I don't know Susan. And we really have to learn to be better. And I say this as a populace, not a you and me. I mean every fucking buddy. We really need to learn how to separate the two. Right? To really I don't know this person, but I know the song. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it hurt to see the stuff that she was posting or liking on her feed because it was vile. The reality is she terrible? Is she amazing? She's a human being that we've never met. She is a perfect stranger. And this part is a bit more personal. Okay? And no, I don't owe anyone any kind of anything based on Susan Calloway's tweets. However, I think it's very important that everyone makes it very clear where they stand on these very important issues. And today, let's do that. I 100% condemn any transphobic, anti-Muslim, prejudice, and yenocide. Put that thing on the screen because, listen, with the news, there's no way this video would make it anywhere. YouTube would have their hands ripped on it. So that word written on the screen, I condemn it 100%. It is important to say out loud. It is important to admit out loud, unequivocally. And it shouldn't be controversial, regardless of how it ended yesterday or the day before. I'm late making the video. Regardless, I felt that a lot of these topics were very important to talk about. And I think that we just need to take some time and breathe on it. And she was messy. So, messy. Either way, any comment or feedback you leave is appreciated. I'm very open to having a discussion. However, when I do these types of videos, I am not going to put up with any hatred in these comments. So that's transphobia, Islamophobia, the word. Yeah, none of that shit's going to end up in the comments. I'll be deleting it without warning. Same thing if you ask in, If you ask in poor faith, no. There's no need of that. And there will not be that. So yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for having this discussion with me. Have a legendary night, and I can't wait to see you guys again on the next one. Bye. I usually end these videos with a joke or something silly at the end. And let's be honest, there's nothing funny about this video. So for you out there who's been hurt or who's trying to maintain some safer or happier spaces, use the block button liberally. Keep those spaces clean for you. Your mental health deserves that. And stay safe out there.